Welcome back to the show. We are in Miami, Florida. Charlie Boots, you got sunglasses on. It's 2 o'clock in the morning right now. Yeah. We've been at Ultra all weekend, and it's an exciting time in Florida right now. The Final Four is coming up this weekend in Houston. It is going to be insane. We're going to talk a little Final Four. We're going to talk South Florida. I got a good friend in here, incredible recording artist who records right here in the home of today's sponsor, Mix Masters Miami, the best studio, entertainers, podcasters, whatever you are. If you come to Miami and you want to get some work done of the highest level and quality, check in right here at Mix Masters Miami. So guys, today, like I said, incredible recording artist and a good pal, YJ is in the house.
Yo, what's good, baby? What's good?
You know what? We never thought that today you would be today's guest, but that's how this show goes. They never know what they're going to get.
Spontaneous, huh?
But we're always on time.
Yeah.
So I thought we were going to talk music, and we're at Ultra. We could barely hear each other, but all YJ's screaming in my ear is, I got a new parlay. We got a good decrepit gambler in here.
Yeah.
He's on his phone right now checking his action.
Listen, man, nigga gotta check the bets while I'm at Ultra, man. I gotta check the bets.
So right now you got a ticket running, huh?
I do, man. I do actually got a bet in right now. I'm looking at the Warriors, but they kind of falling behind a little bit in this fourth quarter, so I'm hoping they Clay.
How much time you got right now?
Right now is a 10-minute mark. It's 9:48 to be exact, but I'm down 7.
Down 7. How much money does this parlay play?
I actually put 100 for 500 on it.
Oh, that'd be a nice win. And I hope on this Sunday night you get it.
I appreciate you, man.
I'm sorry, Monday morning show. So when you got into the parlays, you coined a certain term, and that was?
The YJ parlay.
How often does it hit?
I could say maybe once every 4 or 5 times. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I have a hot streak and I'll hit maybe 2 out of 5, but for the most part, the way I like to play it out, I keep it in 20 increments. You know what I'm saying? Increments of 20, maybe 40 if I'm feeling confident.
I love that.
And I like to, keep it at a balance of 150 a week. But for the most part, I'm hitting at least one time that week, which will make up for the other 120 that I spent or $100 that I spent.
That's a cool way to do it. So you set a budget for that week.
I do.
That's a very responsible thing, and I did not expect a guy who was just running around Ultra for the past weekend to tell you something so responsible today. When you are gambling can ruin your life, okay? Here's our warning before we get into the gambling, because we both get an adrenaline rush out of it. And, but that's the thing. You can't be going nuts on adrenaline, folks. Adrenaline junkies don't have long lifetimes. That's a fact. Now, something like that's a good idea. Decide what's disposable for you. Assume you're going to lose everything that you're putting out there, and then go have some fun.
Responsible gambling. That's what it is about. You got to make sure you put your priorities set first. And that you got some play money, you know what I'm saying? Me personally, I don't really got, a habit. I don't like to drink. I don't like to, party like that. I mean, I go out if I have to. I am a recording artist, so I like to, perform and stuff like that. But, I like to always put a little side where, regardless what I do, where I'm at, I like to always place a little bet, because
get that rush.
It gets that little rush. Yeah, that's my little high, so,
Now, you broke a cardinal sin, and I'm going to tell you guys about it. But first, I'm going to show you my back, and not in a way of disrespect, in a way of love. I'm down here in Miami, Florida right now. Okay. Shout out to our sponsors at RoyalRetros.com. They make the coolest throwbacks in the world. I'm wearing the ABA's Miami Floridians jacket. I want to show you something. Can you Google Miami Floridians cheerleaders? You got to see what this ABA team was doing. But, guys, for the best in throwbacks, check out RoyalRetros.com. Now, you want to know what your cardinal sin was?
What was it? Talk to me.
The NCAA Final Four is now set. We've got our Final Four teams, and he lost a famous YJ parlay because he bet against the FAU who? Owls.
I don't know why, they set some high expectations for these dogs because they just took out some big dog prior to it, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if it was,
they did. Nobody even thought they were going to be in the tournament.
Yeah, so.
And we all assumed that Cinderella story is going to end.
Yeah, I did. Thought that was going to end after this one. I'm like, all right, they got that little that little, that buzz.
Right.
But I didn't think they was gonna do it consecutively, so I went against them. And then today I took the mistake of actually.
You bet against Miami.
I didn't bet against Miami, but I wanted to take Texas. I didn't. Had I had the time, I would have done it. But because I was in Ultra, and just throughout the whole half and everything, I stayed away from it. But I was gonna take Texas. And when I'm looking at Miami, I'm seeing they got 88. So
the Floridian.
I gotta start riding with the home team, man.
You gotta ride with the home team because, folks, and we're gonna get to this in music in a second. You're loyal Miami guy. You are loyal to Miami artists, but you turned on the Miami college athletics.
And you see, here's the thing, though, and this is a thing that a lot of people tend to fail at. I love the Miami Heat. I'm a fan for Miami for all teams, whether it's basketball, football, hockey. I like the Panthers. I like the Heat. I like the Dolphins. I'm a ride hard all the way. I'm always going to pick them first.
Didn't mention the Marlins.
Marlins, too. The Marlins,
Sounds
too.
like you don't care about them.
No,
you mentioned the Panthers and you didn't mention the Marlins.
I mentioned the Marlins, but they're not.
Told you.
It's not active right now. That sport is not currently active. They're in the
There's
preseason.
nothing wrong. The
They just got
Marlins
tied
don't deserve
today.
it.
They just got tied today, 2-2. I can't even. Had I had bet on the Marlins, I couldn't even do nothing with it. It would have been a push.
Spring training baseball, that goes into deep, decrepit waters if you start gambling spring training baseball.
That's why I've done
Nobody
it before.
knows what's going on there.
I actually took Houston today, Astros, and they won 24-1.
They won?
24-1. I thought
That's
it was
insane.
I had to like refresh it. I thought it was like a glitch or a bug. No, they really won 24-1. I'm like, yo, this is ridiculous. Like
They were playing the FAU Owls. So you're telling me right now we have, folks, a Final Four set in Houston, Texas on April Fool's Day. That's perfect for you for how you played the Miami teams. April Fool's Day, Final Four. Okay. Florida Atlantic Owls versus the San Diego State Aztecs. Shout out to all our friends, Lionel Hamilton and everybody down in San Diego. The new football stadium is crazy. Opens this season.
gotta check it out.
Gotta check that out. And the beaches in San Diego. Now we got Miami, Florida versus UConn. You got to figure UConn's the powerhouse. Miami's the shocker. Who you got?
I personally either one, stay away from this. I'm talking betting.
You did that today and it burned you.
I'm talking betting. I'm either gonna stay away, or because of mistakes like today that it burned me, I'd probably take them. But with things like this, I'm a safe guy, so I'll probably take like an alternate spread.
Win-loss. The fans want the win-loss. We got to both pick right now on the show. You got to pick Miami, UConn, or Florida Atlantic, San Diego.
So I think the final is gonna be San Diego versus Miami.
That's locked. That's a YJ parlay?
That's a YJ parlay.
Okay, that means it's set in stone, folks. I'm going in honor of this jacket and in honor of two teams earning their stripes. And on my chest, I only have two stripes. And on my back, I only have one phrase. I'm going with history. I'm going Florida Atlantic, Owls versus the U, baby. Okay? That's going to be crazy.
Hey.
Are you kidding me?
And that's crazy.
Are you kidding
I
me,
didn't even think of it
Florida?
like that, but
That's
that could
historic.
Really happen. That is.
That's
really
historic. I got goosebumps for Florida.
Hey.
YJ, Florida fans, remember that. Okay, you see him at a Marlins game, tell him, we know you don't give a shit about the fish out here. I always say the Marlins got to bring back the teal.
Bro, it's just, you know what I'm saying? I think we lost the coach, and after that, everything went really down the drain. Like, I think we got to just find that spark again. I love the Marlins, but, back then it was just a different charisma. It was, we had Miguel Cabrera. We had cats that were doing things for us that they were
hitters. They were real
hitters,
deal.
bro.
They
Yeah.
were
And
coming
like,
out crushing people.
We were a topic every time.
Juan Pierre, Dontrell Willis. Like, you got guys,
Yeah,
Mike
yeah.
Lowell.
Mike Lowell.
Bro.
Yeah, bro.
You had some guys, man.
We had some people. But honestly, though,
You always do that shit where you win and then you sell the whole team off.
so touching that, so I was always a Marlins fan again. Put Marlins first. Now, at heart, I was always a Red Sox fan.
Okay.
And the reason being behind that was because I personally met Manny Ramirez at a barbershop, not knowing who he was. And my dad told me about him. Like, he literally made me get up off the barbershop seat just to go and meet this guy. Mind you,
That's
I was
so
like
cool.
15, 16 years old. I had no idea who
Where
this
was
guy
the shop?
In the flea market, bro.
Swap shop?
in the flea market in the hood, bro. He was, I guess, getting his dreads done or getting some braids. It was crazy. Like,
He would do that in New York, too. He'd come and he'd go to Washington Heights.
yeah, so I had no idea who this guy was. My dad was like, ironically, dude, when I get home, my dad's like, yo, look, this is the guy we met. He had a game that day. A couple days down, he had a game. He's like, this is the guy. Dude, this guy started playing ever since that day. Every time he had a game, I would turn it on just to watch baseball with my dad because my dad's a big baseball fan. And every time I would put on Manny Ramirez, he started hitting home runs. Matter of fact, it was the year that they played versus the Yankees.
Oh, my God.
And they were down 3-0.
That comeback.
Historical. I witnessed that firsthand.
And that's when you really got into it. What a great time. David Ortiz. Big Papi and Manny, it's like they were snapping their fingers hitting clutch home runs.
That
The
team,
dirt bags.
Johnny
They called themselves the dirt bags.
that team was disgusting, man.
Yeah, it was.
But don't get it twisted. The Yankees, too, like, that was my dad's team. Jeter, A-Rod.
So you guys had beef.
Yeah, we had Dave Robinson. And then there was, like, this whole thing after where was it Johnny Damon? That he was in one team and switched over.
Yeah, he went to the Yankees after the Red Sox.
So, yeah, things started getting
It's
personal.
almost like YJ and the Florida College Athletics.
Oh, my God, no, man.
So
Chill, man. You gonna make them not want to listen to my music.
well, you better put out an anthem for them, like with their school name. Or you got to shout out. That's a challenge I set to you, and we'll keep you updated on the show if he does it. We need a Florida Atlantic Owls shout out on the show.
Yeah, I'm gonna claim something like balling like best player on the team or something. So whoever balls out and really shows out the best statistics on this next game,
That's who you're gonna shout.
That's who might get just clinch the championship. Like,
But you know what? No one's gonna. Next year, people are gonna be like who? No, and no disrespect to any of the players, but that's how it goes. It's really crazy, and I always think about this.
nah, but they I mean, for the most part, I think they don't get overlooked. But
Bro, no one's scouting. No NBA teams are scouting guys on the FAU Owls seriously. Everybody has this way like, oh, we can only scout people from these power schools. If a guy shines, maybe he'll get a look. But odds are, a lot of these guys are playing in their biggest games they'll ever be in. And it's crazy to think, like, they're going to go into careers next year probably or go overseas. Right. You know, it's like, it's crazy. And, like, because right now they're household names.
If you really think about it, a lot of these big powerhouse schools that are giving off these, like, players
Right.
really become something. Because
They do.
think about it, like, they were just talking about, I think it was Gonzaga. Dude, they got, like, the biggest, the best NBA players right now were all from there. Like, it was crazy. They were showing, like,
That is true. But it's like, what if they're the only ones getting looked at? Like, if you're not looking at something, you know what I mean? Right now, you're at Ultra. So if that's all you're looking at, you're like, this is what everybody's like. But then you go over to the library.
it's crazy, man.
And the people at the library ain't like the people at Ultra. So you're like, oh, there's something. I don't know. I'm just thinking, in my head, there's got to be guys that have not even been looked at by pro scouts that could absolutely shine. There's only 5 guys on the court at a time in basketball.
Yeah.
People talk about football lacks opportunity. What about basketball? Like 5 guys on the court? That's it.
Yeah. But if I'm not mistaken, though, a lot of these scouts are setting up, like, camps and, like, they're going to trainings to look at, like, you know, behind the scenes, not just where the top 5 players are going to get the most play time, you know? Like, I think
That's true.
a lot of these scouts are doing their homework. But, yeah, I agree, though, as well with, you know, for the most part, it's just really the starting lineup and maybe the 6th man, if that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So, YJ, right now, MLB season's about to kick off. Opening day, Miami fans, I know you're thinking, oh, baseball starts this month? We thought it was coming around in October it started. The Marlins are going to do their home opener against the New York Mets. Very exciting. MLB this season has 3 new rules they're trying to excite the fans with. Do you know about them?
Is it that pitching
The
timing?
clock. There's a pitching clock.
That's
correct?
fire, bro.
Yeah.
I love that.
YJ, I went to 3 spring training games. The pitch clock, bro, 2-hour games like that. It's boom, boom, boom. It's done. And some of the pitchers now, they're messing with the batters. You know, they'll get in there and be ready. And as soon as the batter steps in, whoop, it's coming in at you. So they could quick pitch them a little bit. But that's exciting. And it keeps games quick. So maybe the Miami fans who have no time to go and watch Marlins games, maybe 14 of them will come out this year. You know?
No, man. We having people, man. It's just, we just got to build, like I say, that anticipation, you know, right now.
Yeah.
It's just.
We having
It's the
people,
beginning.
they have in person
And
at a
think
game.
about it, though. I mean, I don't even really think it has anything to do with like standings or statistics, because Marlins have their good little streaks. I mean, we got a couple championships and stuff like that. But for the most part, I really think it's just a sport as one. Like, baseball is super fun to play.
World Baseball Classic was sold out in the city, in the same stadium, all week last week.
Yeah, but we're talking about World Classic. Like, this was a lot more entertaining. Like, we're talking about spring training where people are not taking it as serious. Like, now when the season starts, believe it, this it's going to start filling up. You might not.
What do you mean filling up?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we don't got no star players or nothing to look forward to, but it becomes like that. Just like the Heat, they weren't the most anticipated or looked at team a couple years ago until then LeBron came, and then after LeBron came, now it fell off, and then they got Butler and Hero, and I got a little squad, Bam, and now it's different. People, it fills up. The Heat arena fills up, but
you got a good team. It's an exciting team.
The Marlins are good. They're not the worst team. They're not the best team, but the sport is just not the funnest. The World Classic, yeah, it filled up.
Because it was the countries that people lived down here. You had Dominican, Puerto Rico, Venezuela,
exactly,
Cuba.
That's one. And for two, how often does the World Classic happen here in Miami?
It's every World Baseball, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, guys. I know you'll call me an asshole, this and that. I think every 4 years.
But in Miami?
Rotates, but I think every year Miami's gotten some big games, if not every year getting the championship.
The whole World Classic here, but yeah, I personally don't even remember the last time we had a World Classic here. Before this one.
17 was the last. No, maybe it's every 7 years they do this. I don't know. I really don't know. I can't find this shit. I'm looking for all these websites. This pisses me off. You go to get information and they go to charge you. We charge you to look at our stat. No, just keep your stat. We know the Marlins don't get attendance, and that's it. Okay. So YJ, a lot of drug use over there at Ultra you saw in the crowd? What kind of zombies you have running around?
Oh, man, bro. It's crazy out there, man.
Take us into Ultra Miami. What's it like?
To be honest with you, man, the last time I went was in 2016.
Okay. Like the World Baseball Classic?
Yeah, around there, around the same time. And, bro, to be honest, I was like 18, 17, around there. And, me being gullible and being young, I was open to everything and anything, but now around this time,
risky thing to say about Ultra.
Yeah. But I mean, not just from anyone, but I got my trusted resources and stuff like that. It's crazy. You don't know what they're making, what people.
What happened? What do you see when you walk in? Is it a huge parking lot? Is it a festival? Like is it body to body? Am I gonna get COVID
honestly,
from being in a room with you?
It looks like just a whole bunch of people just running around, bro. Glasses, lights flaring everywhere, all type of light shows. Like, it's insane, man. Like, it's definitely not for me anymore. I like the whole vibe and everything, but it's not something I can see myself.
Is everyone just zooted? Highest levels possible?
I personally don't think you can last there if you're not on some sort of drug. Like,
why? You get bored?
You get bored. You eventually get tired of standing. Like,
it's people on stage all the time?
No, it's not. It's different DJs. So there's full set lineups, and there's like about 4 stages. Every one stage can hold anywhere from like, I would say like 7,000 to 10,000 people.
Really?
It's super, super full. And, bro, the drug is clearly like there's people walking around with pre-rolls. There's people walking around screaming, I got rolls, I got beans, everything. Like, and police just looking the other way. Like, I guess their main priority was just making sure that.
What do you mean they got beans? What kind of beans?
Yeah, like
Boston baked, Goya black. What is beans?
Other type of beans, like the ones that get you going.
The beans that get you going.
Yeah, they get you going. The ones not to go into the bathroom.
We're keeping our eyes on you. All you kids running around here in Miami on beans, we're going to know about it, all right? And by the way, I want to send a big shout out to my great, great friends at Doris Italian Market in Pembroke Pines. If you haven't been there, or if you're a New Yorker that's moved down south to Miami, because that's the East Coast dream, move from Jersey or New York down to Miami. It's like
cold.
And so if you did it and you're missing some of the back home food, Doris Italian Market, you'll love it. Anyway, YJ, back into Ultra. What was the craziest thing you saw?
Honestly, man, this year I didn't see no girl kissing no tree or nothing like that.
You seen a girl kiss a tree?
No, I didn't. That was the last event. That was the last time I went to Ultra. That's what I saw.
Tell us about that.
Some girl was making out. It went viral. If you look it up on.
Just a girl making out with tree?
Girl kissing tree.
And then, guys, it's playing while we're talking.
Yeah, so girls, was literally girl against a tree making love to it, making out with it, as if it was a person.
Was it a palm tree?
It was not a palm tree. It was like one of those big.
It was a palm tree.
Big tree.
But
it was crazy. We didn't see no girl kissing tree, but I did see some girl kind of looked like she was having an epileptic attack or some sort of like.
Probably a ton of those.
Like I would say, I don't know. She was just twitching on the floor, but she was sitting, looking up at the stage, just twitching.
You need to put her in a hyperbaric chamber.
Yeah,
from our friends at ElevateHealth.com.
It's funny because the paramedics were just surrounding her, just looking at her, waiting for her to like hit. You know what I'm saying? But
what do you mean? Like they're used to it. So you got to figure these paramedics at Ultra, they're seeing people yigged out all the time.
It's crazy. You could think about it, man. There's anywhere from 7,000 to 10,000 people in the crowd, and then there's those hardcore ravers who are in the front line.
That's like a mosh pit?
Mosh pit, exactly.
Punching each other in the face?
They got all type of glasses and enhanced magnifying binoculars that make the lights make you feel like you're in a trance, and they're rolling. So imagine.
Anybody that was at Ultra that's listening to this, if you were just in a trance and rolling on beans, we got to have you on the show. So send us a message, the Charlie Boots on Instagram, or comment here on the YouTube video. But if you were rolling on beans in a mental tunnel at Ultra, we want to talk to you. All right. So Ultra, do they got to go? Is it a must visit?
I mean, if it's your type of party, if it's your cup of tea, you like to head bop, it's pure electronic. I mean, they do bring out a little rap artist every once in a blue moon, but it's dependent on the DJ and the relationship they have with the artist.
Mm-hmm.
But it is 90%.
DJ, it's electro music.
It's electro music. It's house. It's dubstep. It's moombatone. It's
people just dancing while everybody's doing their own deal.
Different trance, different vibes. But for the most part, it's all head bopping. It's nothing that you can stay still to.
How much does it cost?
For the average cost, if anywhere from $800 to $1,000, even $1,500, depending the tier you get. Whether there's general admission, whether there's a day or two, whether there's VIP, all access.
All right, you got to pop around just to look at this. There, those were his keys he just dropped. All right, so what you're going to see right here. Oh, you didn't even have to come around, but I appreciate you being here. Look at this shit. Flying cars. This is what we're about to talk about. When he goes back to his microphone, I wanted him to see what we're actually going to be talking about, because you wouldn't believe what the hell I was talking about. Right? You would think I was saying, what are you talking about? I actually
seen something like that. I heard the first car went into production, a flying car. I didn't look nothing like that. That looks like a drone, but.
Right. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking people are going to be getting their toes and fingers chopped off.
Yeah, that looks crazy, man.
That's a little dang. I don't know about that.
I mean, not to mention, Miami probably has the worst driving rate. Dude,
people are maniacs on the road.
They don't believe in turn signals and lane merging. They don't in light. It's stop signs.
They can't bring flying cars to Florida.
Yeah, they can't.
It can't happen.
It's gonna look like.
No way. That would be crazy. People would be dying. People would be flying into palm trees. Could you imagine Collins Ave with flying cars? Hell no.
Can you imagine an accident up in the air over the expressway?
Fall on you?
Over the expressway?
No. That's the thing. There's too much with flying cars.
I doubt that, bro.
Imagine one of these wings takes off. Now your shit falls. You're 15 stories high.
And it's crazy. Now you say that, that drone car looking like stuff. At Ultra, they actually had a drone show, and it was 450 drones.
In the sky?
In the sky, and they all had like lights. And it was like programmed where they all go up and they make like different signs. They did the Ultra cool. sign. I actually took a video.
That's really cool.
Dope, man. Dope.
So they're seeing it right now?
Yeah.
Okay. You're seeing it. That's crazy what they could do with drones.
It can actually, man, it's dope, man. It's.
Let me ask you this, though. As a musician, as a creative, right? A lot of times you see artists limit creativity. A lot of times you see society limit creativity, right? Everybody's now same influences on social media.
Right.
With this design, it's almost like they saw how well the drone did. The drone changed filmmaking. It made these epic shots cheap, and it's cool. Drones are really cool, but they took the same design and just slapped it on a car. It's like, do we limit ourselves sometimes?
Crazy. It's wild that they don't put things into consideration like that. But realistically speaking, if you do think about it though, I mean, have you seen how advanced these drones are?
Yeah.
Like they can't crash into anything because they got sensors that avoid it to going into anything. One, Two, it has a precise location, a feature that wherever it gets shut up off from, if you send it off far enough where you lose reception to it and you can no longer control it or see it, it has a send back home button. And it'll go exactly back to the spot on its own, autopilot.
That's incredible.
To where you took it off from.
That's incredible.
And then for two, like you can also put a location as to where you would want to take it to, and it'll go. So you imagine everybody in the car where they just put the location and it'll just, like maybe that will probably work just because, you know, it'll always have a sensor stuff. But still, I can't imagine it. It's crazy to me.
That's insane.
Because it's.
You ever seen the races? You ever seen the competitive races they do now? Drone racing? Oh man, these guys are going
like
through
the
like
FPV ones, the crazy little.
They're they're pretty small.
The cameras on them too with the.
Yes, but they're going through obstacles like they would fly through a ring and it's pretty cool. But drones, okay, so flying cars. In our lifetime, will we see a flying car as a regularly? Imagine just the cops have flying cars. Whoa, that'd be scary.
That would be crazy, man.
Will we see flying cars used in our lifetime?
I doubt it, man. I believe we will probably they'll bring some into production, maybe for like sightseeing or as an excursion.
Experiences.
Right.
I agree with that.
As a everyday thing, I don't think we'll be alive for that, bro.
Well, let the people know where to find your music. And right now, do we have the rights? YouTube, I'm getting it right here. Do we have the rights to play out the show on one of your songs today?
We do.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare try to give me a check. Tell them where to get your music.
You can find me on all platforms. My name is YJ. 2 simple letters, no crazy spelling. Literally, Y and J. You put it together.
You get YJ.
Yeah, it's simple. Y and J. If you want to spell it out, it's also YJ. Pronunciation, YJ. So,
how would you pronounce it if you didn't get to just say the letters?
I would spell out Y.
Great answer.
Y.
I was going to wonder if you were going to say Yidge.
Like, and then I'll spell out J like the Blue Jay.
That's a good answer.
So my Instagram is the official YJ, THE official OFFICIAL YJ. Again, YJ 2 letters. And you can find me also on Twitter. I'm also on all streaming platforms, from Apple Music to Spotify to Deezer, anywhere you can, Pandora, get my station, anywhere.
YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube page.
YouTube as well. You can find me official YJ is my YouTube page. And yeah, man, Charlie, you know I'm grateful for the opportunity to be on the show, man.
Absolutely. Well, he's a solid man. His music is so damn good. And I've told you that plenty of times off the record, you know what I mean? He makes great, and you're hearing it right now. Shout out to our friends at Can Jam. Shout out to our friends at ElevateHealth.com, RoyalsRetros.com, Doris Italian Market. You been?
I don't, but
I gotta take you there. I gotta take you to Doris Italian Market while I'm here, guys. You know what? Maybe they'll be seeing us from a Marlins game, and we're gonna let some money fly on the fish.
Oh yeah.
Or against. If it's the Mets, I'll go against.
And speaking of that, what's the score on the Warriors game, man?
Oh, let's see if we have. So right now, YJ walks out of here $500 richer if the Warriors win. And with 25 seconds left, ladies and gentlemen, the Warriors are ahead of the Timberwolves by 2. YJ has goosebumps, and he's about to win.
25 seconds?
25 seconds. We're going to stay. Producers, can we extend the show? You got a sponsor in? We're in, folks. Make sure you subscribe to the show because we just brought another sponsor in.
Yes, sir. Let's do this.
We're extending it.
This is called the YJ Parlay.
Why don't you come over here, bring your mic with you, and you got to be here for the final. We'll go to NBA.com for this. Oh, my God. Will he win it? I'm excited for you right now. Come on, boys. Oh, no. 9 seconds left, and the Minnesota Timberwolves have taken a 98-96 lead.
I need Clay and Tom to do it.
I feel like right now we're back in the day where we'd be listening to a radio. All we got is an internet feed that we got to refresh. This feels like we're in the early days of the internet. 9 seconds still on the clock.
This is what happens. So this is another little topic that I wanted to get to.
Your heart rate?
It's always, I'm used to this because it's always the last leg parlay. And technically, Had I not been on the show, I probably would have checked to see if there was an early cash out, just for the game being so close like this.
Early cash out means they settle with you. If you're up on them, they'll be like, we'll give you $200, $300, just back out now.
Yeah, so I tend to do things like that. I'll take the safer route. If there's a profit margin on it, I'll take it. But in cases like that, I had to prioritize for my boy Charlie. You know? So
this is crazy.
I've never seen one. This is 9 seconds. I'd love to see the ending on this.
Only in basketball. You know what? You think I could get it? Okay, go ahead. YJ's. There's all sorts of. This guy's deciding to click I accept all this bullshit. What is this website? This looks like the most illegal website I've ever seen in my life. He's bringing up right here. With no hesitation. You got to see him checking all the boxes. He signed me up for six emails.
Set up weird for the.
Look at this guy. He's got me clicking on it. Oh, no commercials here. Come on. Give us the game. Give us the game. We got 9 seconds left. We got 9 seconds left right now. Okay. You know Steph Curry's going to take a shot at a three. Or Clay. One of them's taking a shot at three. You got the Warriors about to get a shot at a three?
Oh, my God. This is crazy. You imagine we get a buzzer beater on the show?
I don't think Warriors got the ball.
The Warriors got the ball?
Nah, Wolves got the ball.
Warriors got the ball.
Come on, Steph. Come on, Steph. Fuck. What the fuck was that? Out on the Warriors. Are you kidding me?
Pool folder.
He just
threw it out. Horrible play.
Oh, I'm pissed off for you.
He didn't even get a shot.
He didn't let Steph Curry get a shot, down by 2 with 4 seconds left now. That is crazy.
They're going to foul, go up by 4, and it's a 2-possession game. So again, good folks, last leg parlay. Don't be me and don't do the YJ parlay and try to ride it out. Take the safer route.
That sucks. What do you think of this guy, Greg from State Farm?
I don't know, but that guy got some money because he stays investing into this Chris Paul guy.
Chris Paul, he's doing the duck walk. Chris Paul walking like this right now. Oh, man. You know, there's a feeling when a parlay, and you're right, it's always that last leg. That once it goes, the stomach goes from about here to
yeah, it drops definitely. But personally, Charlie, I've done this so long that that feeling to me is
March 27th is today's date. You know what? We're gonna end this with the prayer of the day because he needs it.
I do. I definitely do. And I hope y'all see this highlight too, because Poole he threw it out. He did a horrible play.
Yeah, we can't show it, but you guys are gonna have to look it up because we can't deal with the NBA suing us. All right.
This is a big one.
The power of God's spirit is the greatest power in the universe. Our conquest of each other, the great kings and conquerors, the conquest of wealth, the leaders of the money society, all amount to very little in the end. But he that conquers himself is greater than he who conquers a city. Material things have no permanence, but God's spirit is eternal. Everything really worthwhile in the world is a result of the power of God's spirit. Amen. You can't feel bad with a loss after a gem.
After a gem.
They got it back. They got it back. The Warriors got the ball back. Oh, that's the Wolves. Why are the Wolves wearing white and the Warriors are home? Did they just lose the ball? So it's over.
It's over, but.
All right. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming on the show.
Tomorrow, Miami Heat, automatic lock.
Okay, that's your bet for today?
Don't say I told you.
Thank you for coming on the show, brother.
I appreciate you, my brother.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you guys again for tuning into the show. We'll be back tomorrow, Monday through Thursday. We're here for you to make all your good and bad decisions with. Like, subscribe to the show. We'll be seeing you here. Take care. Feel like the goat. I need up for coke. I'm smoking exotic when you hit it. Once you gon' cover your throat. I'm dripping in fashion. No, you cannot have it. I'm gonna put it up for supper. You can't come around and just grab it.